So hey guys, we are going to discuss question number 2909, which is minimum sum of a mountain triplet part 2. So basically in this question what we have to find, we are given array nums and we have a condition where I index should be less than j and k index should be greater than j. And the second condition is array of I should be less than array of j and array of k should be also less than array of j. So basically if you couldn't understand the condition, what they are trying to say that you should form a mountain peak and this peak should be pointed by j somewhere, it should be I and it should be k, and what you have to return basically is minimum possible sum of the triplet. For example, let me rub this so I can explain you much better. For example, if you look in this array, you can see we have this array and we have to choose three indices I, j, k. As I told you, condition will be I less than j and k will be greater than j. Okay, second condition, as you know, that it should give a minimum sum. For example, if we'll traverse through this array, let me draw it here. Okay, like at random you chose this index. Okay, then this is your j index. You have to choose ith index which is less than j, and the value of that array of I should be less than k. Array of I should be less than array of j. Array of k should be less than array of j. These are the condition. So you will choose j. I will be here. You will check if I is less than j. Yes. If the value is less than this pointed by j, yes. And you select index k which is greater than j and value is less than 8. So first you will check this. Okay, and then you will get a sum. So your sum will be, current sum will be 4 plus 8 plus 7, which will be 15 plus 4, 19. Okay, this is your current sum and you have to minimize this sum. Then you will choose another index. For example, you will choose index this as a j, then you will choose index I which is less than j somewhere here, which is less than j and value is less than 7, so you can choose this and this. For example, if you choose this, so let me explain. If you choose this, okay, this is your I, and for k you chose this because 2 will be less than 7 and the index k is greater than index j. So the sum will be 7 plus 5 plus 2, which will be 14. So your sum will reduce from 19 to 14. Okay. So for example, if we chose indexes, this will be your jth index. If you choose this will be your kth index. Is check if k is greater than j. Yes, it satisfies. We'll check if the value is less than j, value pointed by j. Yes, it is less. Okay, so this satisfied. Then you'll choose an index I. First we chose this. We can't choose this because it is 8 is greater than 7. But so we will choose this. Last time we chose this, so the sum was 14. We'll choose I here. So then the sum will be values of sum of all these values. So it will be 7 plus 4 plus 2, which will be 13. So your sum will change from 14 to 13. So this will be your minimum sum. So basically what we are trying to achieve in this question, we have to find minimum sum for a value. Okay. How, like, it will be very beneficial, like at random we chose an index, and if we know what is the minimum value before this and what is minimum value after this, so we can find a simple sum. Like uh, if we explain, if we chose 8 at random, like at random or any in any way, in any sort of way, if we know, like, let me write down some. Okay, if we like know what is the minimum value before this. So minimum value is 4, that will be minimum value. And if we chose like for this, your minimum value will be 2, the sum will be 8 plus 4 plus 2, which will be 14. Okay, and like if we chose 7, so minimum value, like we know, it will be 4, and minimum value will be here, will be 2. So sum will be 7 plus 4 plus 2, which will be 13. It will change to 13. So basically what we are trying to achieve is, if we know all the possible minimum values for a index, like for 8, minimum value before this is 4, and before 4 the minimum value is 5. Okay, if we could know this, that will be very beneficial. So to know the value before any value, we use prefix sum. Okay, so now we got the intuition. You simply make an array. So you will make an array of size 6. Okay, this is little out of shape. You made an array of size 6. Then you will store a prefix or the minimum value before each value. Like first your minimum value will be 5. Then before 4, your minimum value you will compare with this value, and the last value before, sorry, if I explain, I is pointing here, then we'll check with I and the value of in the prefix array. Okay, which will be pointed by I minus 1. You can use that also. Okay, you will compare 5 is less than 4. Yes, so 4 is your current minimum value. You will move here. You will check 8 or 4, which is minimum. 4 is minimum. Simply you come here. You will check. So 7 is minimum or 4. So you will make 4. Simply 10 and 4 is minimum. Which is minimum? You will full write 4. 2 and 4, 2 is minimum. And also for right hand side, from right you will find, like before 10, the minimum value is 2. Before 7, minimum value is 2. Or if I can like just give you example, like if 1 is there. Okay, so before 10 minimum is 2, but if we come here 1, then the minimum value will be 1, and for 7 minimum value will be 2. Okay, this was the original array. So from right till side, minimum value is 2. You will compare 2 with 10. So you will check. So 2 is minimum. You compare with 7. 2 is minimum. You compare with 8. 2 is minimum. 2 is minimum. 5 and 2. 2 is minimum. Okay. Then what you will do? You just simply traverse in the array. This is prefix sum. This is, you can make suffix sum. You want to include these two indices, because if you choose this index as j, so there is no ith index here, it will be out of bound. And if you choose this as your index j, there will be no k, as it will be out of bound. So you won't use this, the 0th index, the n minus 1 index. So you just travel to here, and like what you'll do, you will check for these two conditions. Like if this is your k, you'll check if the value in the prefix is less than the value that we are choosing in this main array, nums array. Okay, and the value in the suffix also should be less than nums array. So like for example 4, so this 4 is less than 4, so this won't be our solution. We'll move next. We'll check here if 8 is more than 4 and 2. Yes, so our sum will be 8 plus 4 plus 2, which will be 8, 14. Okay, 14 will be our sum, current sum that we'll be having. Then we'll move next. We'll check if 7 is more than, let's say index same, 4 and 2. Yes, 7 is more than 4 and 2 also. So sum will be 7 plus 4 plus 2, which will be 13. So our current sum will be 13 because it is minimum. Then we will check 10. If 10 is greater than 4 and 2, yes, the sum will be 10 plus 4 plus 2, okay, which will be 16. But is 16 less than 13? No. So we'll just only have 13 in the answer and we'll return the answer. I know the intuition was not pretty easy, but yeah, as you can see, you have to just check the condition. The question is simple. Let me take you to the coding part. So this was the question I was just explaining. This was the example. And if you see, this is another example. You can try to solve it by yourself as I explained, but let me tell you the answer. The answer will be, this will be a jth index. Ith will be this 1 because 1 is less than 5 and the index is also less than the j, and k will be this. So sum will be 5 plus 3 plus 1, which will be 9. Let's just code the solution. Okay, so we'll create a vector of int to store the prefix, minimum of the prefix. First, it should be size and just, and we'll create a vector int post, which will also have size n. So first we'll find the prefix sum of minimum of prefix. So simply prefix of 0 should be equals to nums of 0. As I explained that if you're starting making a prefix, there should be a first value, then you'll start from here, from int I equals to 1 to I less than n, I plus plus. Then what we'll check, if array if the value that we are having, okay, let me explain you this for this solution. Like if the value that is pointed by I is less than the value in our prefix array that I made, firstly it should be 5 in the prefix array. So if the nums of I is, I simply can use min also. Instead of this, you can just use min function. You can use pre of I minus 1, which will be equals to min of nums I comma, pre of I will be nums of I comma pre of I minus 1. So if you got confused, let me explain. Your prefix array firstly will be having 5 at the 0 index. You start from here. You compare if the value in your nums array is less than the prefix value, or whichever is less, you'll put it in the prefix array. Okay, and it should be I should be, if your point I is pointing here, you'll check for the value in the prefix at the n minus 1 index, which will be 4. So 4 and 2 you'll check. At the last you'll be having 2 as your answer or in the prefix value. Simply you'll start for post also. Post n minus 1, as we are starting from the right hand side, like from this part, which will be equals to nums of n minus 1. So simply we'll use for loop for I equals to n minus 2 to I greater or equals to 0, I minus minus, sorry. Then simply your post, first you will put this 2 in your post array. Okay, then what you'll do, you will just start from here. If 10 is greater than your 2 or the value of I minus 1, then you'll just put the minimum value in that. So post of I, you can say, which will be equals of min of post of, you can say, I plus 1, because you'll be pointing to this index. If this is I, this will be I plus 1 index. I hope you are getting my point. And nums of I. Okay, then you have created the array. You simply just need to traverse for I equals to 1. As I said, this and this won't be in your answer, so I is less than 1. I start from 1 to I less than n minus 1. As you won't consider this is in your answer because I told you these two will get out of bound. I plus plus. You just simply check, or you first you need to create a min variable, int min sum you can say equals to 0. You will check if nums of I is greater than pre of I, and also at the same time check nums of I should be also greater than post of I. If this is true, then in min sum we'll store the minimum. Okay, min sum, the earliest value you are having, plus the current sum. The current sum will be nums of I plus post of I plus plus pre of I. This will be your sum at the last. This will return the min sum. Let me run this solution quick. Let me check if there is any error or not. Okay. So a semicolon was missing. Let me check again. I don't know why lead code is taking time these days. So it is giving a wrong answer. Let me check. Basically, what was the problem? As we were initializing minimum sum equals to 0, it was always taking min as 0, so it was returning that. So and there's a second thing. If no triplet exists, you have to return -1. So if your min sum is double equals to anti-max, like if no triplet is occurring, then what you have to return? You have to return -1. I forgot about this part. So let me submit this version quick. So thank you for watching. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Bye bye.
I don't believe in destiny, I just do what's best for me. Don't listen to my enemies.